Good afternoon, YouTube. It's me, all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, the weekend is just about here. You know, technically, even though it's Friday, it's not officially the weekend till it's Saturday. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying your upcoming weekend. And this is something I'm excited about. This is a show that's coming up tomorrow. It is one of, I would say, one of the few shows that's Olympic qualification for women's bodybuilding. We just had one last weekend. We had the Portugal Pro, and now we have here is the Atlanta Pro. It's the Linda Murray show. It's one of the only Linda Murray show left. You remember, there was two at one point. There was Atlanta and Savannah, but Savannah has been dropped from the lineup this year. I'm kind of disappointed. It was a great opportunity for me to go to Savannah and see my first female bodybuilding show. And also, I was planning to go to the show, but circumstances happen. That's the thing. When you own a car, it's always an expense. So I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted to go to the show because some ladies I've talked to were doing the show, and it would be a great opportunity to meet them live and in person. But you know what? The day is another day, and maybe I might be able to go to the show because it's really closer to me than it is any other show. So anyway, this show is coming up. It's going to be tomorrow. I believe it's mostly. I think the first part of it is, I believe I forgot how to work. I think it's a 2-day show. So, usually in the mirror show is just one day, but it's a 2-day show because he made a real big show and have master's class of this show. And it's also it's also an APC show, which is a qualifier for probably nationals or the Olympia. So anyway, the list for the show was kind of a little small for just the last year. I think we had at least 10 competitors. But this time we only have 7. And I wanted to wait to see was any more to jump on the show. I thought, there was going to be more because, this is a show that's like one of the few shows that's a Olympic qualification. And I think one thing I feel like is a big part of it is travel expensive, going from one country, one part of the world to another, one part of the state to another. And then also with the point systems gone, I think some competitors feel like it's not worth it if they're just going to do a show and not win and not place as well and get enough points to go to Olympia. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, we have 7 lovely ladies competing in shows, and we have 3 ladies competing in the Masters 40 plus class. So it's pretty exciting. Some ladies have been Olympic competitors, and some might be possibly going back again or going for the first time. One lady I am a big fan of. I'm a big fan of hers. She's an amazing woman, very, sexually pleasing woman, very attractive woman, and that's one Miss Mela Ash. Mela, she's been competing for quite a long time. Now, she's been to Olympia at least about 5 times, a couple times as a physique competitor, the last 3 times in bodybuilding, in women's bodybuilding. Last year, she did pretty good. She took second at the Rising Phoenix, but Cal didn't do too well at the Olympia. Circumstances happened, but that's how life is. As you know, she lives in Texas right now, and she's still working training. I even been in contact with her. I recently sent her a good luck email. She responded, and it's great to be able to reach out to her. I would love to have her on for interview one sometime down the line, maybe whenever she is available. But she's an amazing lady, and she might be one of my favorite female bodybuilders back in the day. That's Vicky Gates. Very attractive woman, great physique. I mean, I see those qualities that Vicky has that she has. Next up we have here is the champion from last year, Miss Michaela Adcock. Michaela won the show, which got her Olympic qualification last year. Michaela has been to Olympia before herself, a couple of times as a physique competitor and the last couple of times as a bodybuilder. Very impressive lady. You remember last year, there was an incident that happened to Michaela where somebody broke in a car, and she still popped in, did a show, and she won. And wish her best of luck for this show. Next up, we have one Miss Dasanka Dawson. As you know, Miss Dawson competed last year in women's physique, but she decided to switch over this year to women's bodybuilding. This is going to be her women's bodybuilding debut. And this is something I found out about Miss Dasanka. I remember doing our interview with Tony McMurtry that she's the niece of the great late Florence Griffin Joyner, a.k.a. Flojo, sorry. I mean, I'm a big fan of Flojo back in the day. One of the amazing Olympic runners of all time, a great athlete. And, I think that same blood that runs in hers, I think there's a good chance that I see Mr. Saka probably placing the top 3 or maybe even winning the show, beating her women's bodybuilding debut. Next is a lady who I've been in contact with on social media. I'm hoping maybe once after this time we get her on, and we can talk about what got her to sport of bodybuilding. That's one Mrs. Salinka Given. If I got a last name wrong, I want to apologize, Salinka. She's been competing for a good while. The story about her, she got into it because she was overweight, and then she changed her lifestyle. It's back in 2019 when she started in her process of bodybuilder. She earned a qualification as an Olympian. She earned her pro qualification last year at the Nationals. And this is going to be her debut as a pro. Usually, some competitors really like wait like at least a year or more, really to grow and develop. But I think she really wants to hit the ground running. Much respect to her. I hope all the best of luck. Here's another area I've been in, I would consider a great friend, really cool lady. This is the lovely Miss Tamara McCarr. Great lady, Tamara. We did an interview with her. We try to keep in contact with her. She's a great person. This show, she competed last year. And I remember she was in the first call out. And then I think by the time they did the finals, she wasn't in the first call out. I said, what was going on? We were talking about that. I mean, she has a great physique. She has a great personality by herself. I hope she does well this show. As she's also competing, like Selika, she's competing in the Masters class at this show. So I hope the best for her. I know she won the Masters at Chicago last year, and she placed also at the Tampa when they had Masters. And right here we have one Miss LaDon Lede. Now, we have not seen Miss LaDon since 2021 when she last competed at the Olympia. She is one of those that always kind of feel like that she never really come in top condition. Remember she won her last Olympic qualification at the Norfolk. She was the last Norfolk winner. And then that's why we hadn't seen her for a while. She's not much on social media. I know I saw a video of her on her IG where she's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I think she probably might have put on a size. Because one thing is, in women's bodybuilding, even though condition is important, size does matter. And I think if she brings in better conditioning and size, she might be top 3, top 5 competitor. It's all dependent. And last but not least, we have the lovely Mrs. Wendy Sanchez. Now, me and Wendy been back and forth on social media, interviewed her. She's a great lady. She's been competing for a good while. She competed last year. She did New York Pro. And she took a step back to really work on a few things after that season. She's a great person. It's good to be in contact with her. We've been talking back for a certain online. She's told me that she was going to do this show. And I said, damn, I wanted to really go to Atlanta because, I wanted to go there because a lot of ladies asked me what was coming or not. And she was one of them. And I'm so sorry I disappointed them because I really wanted to meet these women. Like I said, I'm a fan of these ladies. And to talk to them and do interviews with them and stay in contact with them, it would be great to meet them in person. So maybe next year, if they have the show next year, I would love to go there and meet them, especially people like Wendy, Tamara, Maya, and many other ladies in the other divisions, and just have a good conversation with them. But I wish them all the best. But even though this is one of the few shows left for women's bodybuilding qualification for the Olympia, I thought more women want to jump on. Some people like Donna Salib, but Donna's doing the Romanian show next month. Teresa Vasic, who's did last time she competed was nearly a month ago at the Toronto Super Show, and most definitely a couple others that come to mind. But my guess, like I said again, with timing, coming conditioning, also with the points qualification gone, I think some women feel like they might just want to take a step back and try to do a show that may be within their time parameters. But much respect to all the ladies in the women's body division. Now, next up we have here is women's physique. And it's a good lineup. And compared to last year, it's kind of, this is the first time they have physique at this show. Remember, last year they had it at Savannah. And this year, because Lenda's really expanded herself and might get concentrating on just one show now, she's pulling the women's physique over to this show too. I think last year was women's bodybuilding, I think men's classic, and I believe figure. But, very impressive lineup here. Some ladies I recognize, some ladies I followed. Really, it's a decent sized lineup. And also we have a good number of ladies here competing at the Women's Physique Masters 40 Plus. And a couple of names. There's one name is really familiar, I recognize, but I think we have a pretty impressive number of ladies. So we're going to start here. We have here is one Miss Serena Bayless. Miss Serena, she competed at the Pittsburgh Pro just about a couple months ago. Impressive lady. I know my man Glenn knows her, and he did an interview with her for female bodybuilding for the Amazon Fitness channel he did a while back. She's very impressive. I hope she does well. Next up, we have here one Miss Bridget Gilmon. She's from the state of Georgia, and this is going to be, I think, her second show this year. She competed at the, St. Louis Pro just about a few months ago. Is it how she condition come in? She might do well. Next up, we have here is one Miss Isabel Jackson. Miss Jackson hasn't competed in a good while. She's from Florida. I believe she's also doing the Masters show, the Masters class also. Right here we have one Miss Marika Jones. Now, Miss Jones turned pro last year, and she has done a couple of shows. She did the Ultima show. I think she also did St. Louis Pro, and I believe she did New York or Pittsburgh. I'm trying to remember. Personally, I follow on social media. She has a great look to her. Next up we have here is a competitor from China. I think we get a growing number of women coming from the China and other countries in the from the Asian areas. I mean, you might want to say China, Korea, like that. And this is one Chum Kang. And I don't know much about her. I think she hasn't been a pro too long, and looked like she was rigid figure, but now she's going over to physique. Right here we have a lady who I did interview a while back, one Miss Kristen Lay. As you know, Kristen is from Australia. She's from the line down under. Recently, she moved from Australia to the States. I know she did an interview with a man, David Bryan, of Female Bodybuilding Forum. She's competed last year. She did New York. I know she did uh, Pittsburgh, I believe, and also I think she did another show. She was kind of busy last year. Now she's here in the States, and I think it's a great opportunity for her. Impressive young lady, and I hope to get her back on here again for an interview with update. Next up, we have Christina McLaughlin. I guess I want to apologize, I got her name wrong. And she's been a pro for, I think she turned pro last year. She hadn't competed too long. I was in contact with her, maybe do an interview, but I hope she gets a chance so we can come back on and maybe do an interview. I know, David did an interview with her, but I look like this could be her debut as a pro, so I wish her best of luck. Right here we have one Miss Amy McCown, if I get the name wrong, I'm going to apologize. She is from my home state of North Carolina. And, she competed at the, St. Louis show not that long ago. I think she came second at that show. I think she was second in the top three. It's great that maybe the opportunity to reach. I'm in contact with her. I hope maybe after the show we can do an interview because it's great to talk to someone from my home state of North Carolina. It's very impressive. Also, I believe she's not doing the Masters part. I think she's just doing women's open. Next up we have here is Renee Clevenger. She is from Michigan. I was in contact with her a while back. I know she did a couple of shows. She did the St. Louis Pro, and I think she did the Toronto Pro. And she's a woman who's a mother. She's a single. She's a mother, a single mother. Impressive lady. She's been competing since last year, so this could be her second year as a pro. Right now we have here one Miss Allison Burritis, who just turned pro not even a month ago at the Junior Nationals. Not much to know about this lady. I mean, she just turned pro, but also I think she's doing the Masters too. She's also doing Masters. So wish her better luck. Next up we have here is one Mrs. If I get the name right, once I get a name right, Mrs. Allison, no, sorry, Miss Justina Threadingill. She's she's from Virginia. I don't think she's been pro too long. I believe this is also her debut. It's another lady who I'm a fan of. I actually got to see her compete at Savannah. That's one Miss Sheena Sheeta Washington. I mean, big fan of her. Great physique, great look. She took top 5 at that show. And, if she comes in conditioning, she was in good conditioning at Savannah. If she comes in better conditioning, she's possibly, top. She's possibly an Olympic competitor. I feel like she is. I think the person that probably give her a fight maybe is Amy or probably Serena. Like I said, if she comes in the condition she has coming in the past, I think she's guaranteed an Olympia win. This is a lady I've followed quite some time, been in contact with her, great fan of hers. This is one Mrs. Heidi Noel Worrell Osborne, or you might know her as Mighty Heidi. Now, Heidi's been competing for a long time. She did a couple of shows last year. I know she did New York, and also she did the Legion Sports Fest. Also, Heidi's doing the 40-plus class. Heidi looks pretty impressive. If she comes in condition, when I see on social media, she put on some good amount of size. She has great arms, great development. There's a good chance she might maybe, place pretty well, or she might even win the Masters part. It's all depending on how other competitors come in. And last but not least, but she's competing only in the Masters part, is one Miss Rochelle L. Cannon. Now, she competed, I think, about a while back at Savannah last year, and she's been competing for a good long time. I think she's probably one of the in this list. She's probably one of the most veteran pro out of all the ladies in here. I mean, she competed since a good part of the early 2000s. I mean, it's amazing. This woman still, and also you got to forget, she's also a U.S. military veteran. So we'd like to say thank you for your service, Mrs. Canning, and I hope you better luck to this show. And say the show is going to be today and Sunday. It's going to be a 2-day show. I believe it's going to break down by divisions. I believe they might do the Masters first, and then you have the amateur part, and then you do the main show, which is probably the 16th. Is going to be the open classes. So I think that's the way they want to do it. So they can make so the show won't be too long. Because but I think they're saying that a while back in Chicago. They did the Masters before they did the main show. But I want to say all the ladies here, I wish them best of luck. Shout out to Lenda Murray. Like I said, it was she is still fighting for a place for women bodybuilding in this sport. I would like this. I hate that she lost Savannah. I hate she lost Norfolk. Lenda Murray could be like the brand for women's bodybuilding, like how Arnold is for bodybuilding in general. I mean, Arnold got like umpteen shows around the world, and Linda at one point, she almost had 2 shows, but even 3. But you know what? It's hard when you don't have a lot of promotion. And this is why I say like this. If there's people who are big fan of women's bodybuilding and a fan of someone like an 8-time champion, Miss Olympia, 8-time Miss Olympia, Lenda Murray, I will reach out to her. Maybe try to expand her brand. Maybe get some more shows. I mean, bring back Savannah, bring back Norfolk, even get some shows further out west. I know some of the ladies who I follow who live that way, so it's harder for them to travel, the expense of traveling, and there's some shows closer, like maybe show in Texas, maybe show in California, or show. I know there's a Rising Phoenix in Arizona. Hey, Nevada's a good place too. Used to have the Olympia, but like I said, the show is going to be. I think the main show is going to be the 16th, and then the other part of it is going to be the 15th, which is going to be, I probably believe, is the master's classes. But like I said, check out the show. I'm going to leave the link to the description so you can want to see how much the cost of the live stream is. Like I said, one thing, I would love to have gone to the show. I would love to, because like I said, my niece lives up in Atlanta. I would stay with her, then just go to the show. I would just probably just wait for the main part and just go and maybe check out the venue, maybe get to talking to some of these ladies and talk to some ladies I've talked to through my interviews and on social media. I mean, I would love to go in there, but life has a way of throwing those curves. But like I said, I want to wish all ladies the best of luck at the show. I hope they do well, and I hope that someone gets their Olympic qualification or even their first Olympic qualification. Anyway, this is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.